Hey guys, Nova Joe back again. This time I come to you with a video based on a request I received on my YouTube channel from one of my subscribers. They asked that I cover the special weapons category for the wing diver. So in today's video I'm going to cover every single weapon that is in the wing diver special weapons repertoire. I know many of us avoid the special weapons category because a lot of times the weapons aren't really much of anything, but there's a couple of them in here, a few maybe, I guess you could say, that could be beneficial. So we're going to take a look at every single one of them. So hope you enjoy, guys. Alright guys, these are the first two weapons in the special weapons category, and that is the Pandora and Heaven's Gate. Alright, let's go check out what Pandora does. We're playing on mission 1. Seems to be a good area to try this stuff out in. Alright, there we go. So it's kind of like has a strobing effect. Fires upwards, to the sides, downwards. Good at covering a wide range. So yeah, on the lower difficulties this would be beneficial, and it would be beneficial in the cave areas too. But here's the thing about special weapons, guys. You gotta be careful using them. If an enemy touches them or you throw it into an enemy, it puts it out instantly, and it won't fire off. That also goes for like if you hit a wall or something, it'll go into the wall and just poof out. Alright, now we're going to try Heaven's Gate. And an orb goes out and a singular pillar of energy blast down. That would be fine if we were in a confined space, but we're not, so this is no good out here. And it's only useful in a cave area if you cannot hit the wall and not hit an enemy with the ball, the orb of energy that you see up at the top there, because like I said, if it touches anything it puts it out. So anyway guys, that's Pandora and Heaven's Gate. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the Thunder Cluster and the Pandora Anti-Air Custom. So let's go over here, find us some enemies, and try out the Thunder Cluster. I'm going to throw it high, just so it doesn't touch one of the enemies and cancel it out. Here we go. Oh wow, that's pretty nice. Arcing electricity. So there's the Thunder Cluster. It is, oh crud, getting blasted by it. So it's got arcing electricity, and it's actually lasting a good bit of time. That'd be great in cave levels if you can keep them from touching the little orb at the top, which completely cancels it out, which is stupid. Alright, so now let's go try the Pandora Anti-Air Custom. Try it on this bunch. Alright, what we got here? Oh! It's kind of like your standard Pandora, only it shoots up in the air. Also kind of useless if you ask me, because it's not accurate. It would be better, now the Pandora itself is better because it shoots in all different directions. It shoots in every different direction, and so it's more useful to kind of protect you from all angles. This only protects you straight up. So anyway guys, that's the Pandora Anti-Air Custom and the Thunder Cluster, which actually was pretty useful. Okay, now we're looking at Pandora B, or Beta, and Side Cluster. Alright, we're just going to probably keep using Mission 1 here, since this seems to be a good area to use them in. So, alright, so here goes Pandora B. Okay, so it's a lot like the regular Pandora, only it is a blue color, and I'm going to assume, since it's a higher level weapon, that it's more powerful. That's actually useful. That's really useful. And once again, as mentioned before, if you can launch one of these in a cave area where the enemies are more confined without them touching it, it could be real useful too. It could be really useful there. Alright, let's go try the Side Cluster. Okay. Okay. kind of like the Heaven's Gate, only instead of one beam, it's multiple beams spread out. Now granted, I didn't hit any enemies with it, but once again, this would be a great weapon in a cave level if they would just not touch the orb at the top. I'm sorry guys, I keep saying that, but that's one of the reasons I think a lot of people don't pick any weapons from the special category, is that if an enemy... Alright guys, next up we got Pandora Alpha and Side Cluster Alpha. I have a feeling they're going to be just like the other ones, just with more powerful effects, I would say. So here goes Pandora Alpha. Okay, now that blasts a whole lot faster. I mean, it's really putting out the beams of energy, really blasting them out there. And I see there's sparks flying off of them and stuff, so I'm wondering if that's like splash damage. I wonder if that'll cause splash damage. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's Pandora Alpha. Now let's go check out Side Cluster Alpha and see what it does. Oh wow, okay, okay. Once again, another area effect type weapon. Covers a large range and has a nice spread to it. It's not so concentrated. Alright guys, so that is Pandora Alpha and Side Cluster Alpha. Next on the list is Heaven's Gate 10 and Thunder Cluster Alpha. We'll start with Heaven's Gate 10. Oh wow. Okay, so Heaven's Gate 10 puts out multiple balls of energy that blast out the beams. And as you can see, a couple of those balls of energy got taken out as the enemies got blasted by them. Or as the enemies ran into them, excuse me. So that's Heaven's Gate 10. It is just like Heaven's Gate, only with more orbs of energy that blast down vertical spears of energy. Alright, Thunder Cluster A. Okay. It reminds me of the Idun FF, or just Idun period. So basically it's like an orb that blasts out arcing electricity, just like the original Thunder Cluster, only it looks like it's shooting out more beams of energy, so that can be really useful. In really confined areas, I can see it being really useful. But once again, enemies touching it, so it's cool looking, but ultimately I think it would be probably a waste of a weapon slot. But it's definitely got potential if it just didn't disappear when an enemy touched them. Okay, this time we got Heaven's Gate D10 and Thunder Orb. Not really sure what the difference is between Heaven's Gate 10 and D10, but we're about to find out, so hopefully it's something really cool. Okay, once again, multiple orbs and multiple beams of energy blasting down vertically, and it looks like it splashes out more once it hits the surface. So maybe that's what the difference is between the 10 and the D10, is that it actually covers a bit more area with the splash damage from the arcing electricity there at the end. So there's Heaven's Gate D10. Next up, Thunder Orb. And okay, Thunder Orb actually launches out two orbs that blast out electrical rounds. Oh wow, now this one's actually pretty effective even on the outside. So okay, remember the Thunder Orb, guys. This is a really good one. especially in an open area full of spiders and stuff. Just make sure to launch it high enough that they don't touch it. Wow, now that's a good one. And it's going it's not blasting just down vertically, but it's also blasting up in the air too, so it's covering both the ground and the air. Okay, now here we are with the final weapon in the special weapons category, and that's Final Days. And this is the weapon that my subscriber specifically asked to see, so we're going to check it out here. I know what it does. I've used it before, and in cave levels it's not too bad on the lower difficulties, but on higher difficulties it's pretty useless. And here we go. Now you see that? There you go. It shoots out like 3 or 4 orbs that shoot horizontal beams that blast straight ahead. Now those beams, they stop when they hit an enemy, and once they have killed that enemy, then the beams will continue traveling forward. They don't pierce an enemy and go to another enemy. They stop at whatever enemy they're touching. So that is Final Days, my friend. It's cool. It works well on the lower level difficulties in the tunnels, at killing off the enemies that are coming up the tunnels, if you can get it to blast without them walking into it. And so anyway, and just one final time, I really like Thunder Orbs, so we're going to throw it again. Look at it go. So alright guys, that was every single special weapon in the special weapons category. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've got a better idea now of what these weapons do, and I hope it will help you in the future when you're deciding what you want to use. And from my experience, the Thunder Orb is definitely a great weapon to use. Final Days can be useful in a tunnel. The Pandora, or like the Pandora Alpha, is really good as well. I can see that being useful in the tunnels, at holding enemies back. Now guys, like I've mentioned repeatedly, these weapons, you got to be careful with them, because if you throw them and they touch anything, it puts them out and they're of no use. So watch here, I'm going to throw this Thunder Orb. Now watch what happens if it hits a building. So just imagine this in a tunnel. If you hit a cave wall, watch what happens if it hits a building. Oh, well, never mind then. As you can see, it hit the ant and the ant's gone. Or, well, it killed the ant, but it's gone. It's not blasting or anything anymore. So, I mean, that's just it. You can't really use them effectively. So that's one of the reasons a lot of people don't use the special weapons. They just aren't beneficial. If there was a protection for them when you threw them out, that kept them from being destroyed when they touched an object or touched an enemy, then it'd be beneficial. Yeah, you deserve that, ant, after chewing on me. So anyway guys, the special weapons, they're just that. They're kind of cool to look at, but I'm rambling now. Anyway guys, special weapons, be careful with them. They touch an object, they touch an enemy, it puts them out. But if you can get them to launch, they can do a lot of damage. So anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and as always, take care, God bless, and keep on gaming.